In this lesson, we'll be sketching the mass removal areas. After completing this lesson, you'll be able to apply a collinear constraint and create a sketch offset. Let's carry on with a file from our previous example, and let's start a new sketch on the XZ plane. Now, so far we created a sketch to build up and create our solid geometry. We then created a sketch to remove the motor mount holes, and now we're going to create a sketch to remove material. We could have done all of these in a single sketch, but sometimes it helps to compartmentalize them, so that way we can easily go back and make edits and features update a little bit easier. So right now, what we want to do is we want to take a look at creating some cutaways, things that we can use to remove material but still keep the strength of the overall shape. We're going to start by focusing on the center. Right now I have 4 holes, but I don't have center points for those holes. I can turn on the frame base shape sketch and get access to the center points of those sketches without having to project them into my current sketch. So what I want to do is I want to press C on the keyboard and I want to draw a circle at the center point of each of those. The circle is going to be a keep out area for me. I'm going to select all 4 circles. I'm going to right click. I'm going to make them all equal to each other. And then I want to place a dimension from it to the diameter of one of the smaller holes, and I want to give it at least 3 millimeters. This is going to be enough room for a large standoff or the PCB that's going to bolt here. So that way we have enough structure behind it. Now that I have those, I can go ahead and hide the original frame base shape sketch because I have the center points of all 4 of those circles. I'm going to turn on construction, hit L for line, and I'm going to draw a line. Hit the green check mark to stop the line tool. I'm going to draw a line here, and then I'm going to hit escape. Turn off the construction option. And now we have a reference for some of the areas that we want to cut away. I'm going to hit L on the keyboard to start the line tool again. And I'm going to go on the outside of each of these. And you'll notice that it'll automatically apply tangency on the second selection, but not on the first selection, which means that I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to select tangent, and I'm going to select each line in the first circle that they were drawn to. Hit escape, and now we have a complete outside profile. Next, I want to take these lines and offset them. I'm going to use my marking menu, go to sketch, and to offset. Now again, there's a fast version of the marking menu where we can simply move the cursor and hold down the right mouse button at the same time. And that way we get sketch offset. We're going to take each of these out 3.5 millimeters because what we want to do is we want to create a 3.5 millimeter offset on each side to create a 7 millimeter rib. 7 millimeters is going to be the amount I'm going to leave on each side as well as insetting from the outside of the chassis. Now again, I'm using my marking menu and I'm using the quick option at the 12 o'clock position, which allows me to repeat the last command. So if I hit the right mouse button, you'll notice that it has repeat offset. I'm going to hit escape in this case. For each of these lines, I'm going to hit X to convert them back. So now they're not construction and I have this complete profile. It's hard to tell when the solid body's on, so if I click on the solid body, notice that now I get a preview of each of these sections that I can use. We have an option to show profile. If I turn this off, we no longer see that profile preview. So this can be very handy to ensure that your sketches completely intersect surrounding geometry. Next, we need to think about the shape of our geometry. So if we bring the body back, we need to think about other areas that we want to cut away. So I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle with the center point option over here on the right hand side, and then hit escape. I'm going to make the center point of this rectangle horizontal with the origin, and I also want to turn off show constraints. I'm going to apply a dimension of 7 millimeters in from the side and 7 millimeters over from here. I'm going to take this upper edge, control select this line, and I want to make these collinear. So now this is fully defined. I'm going to draw 2 more lines, a vertical line as well as a horizontal line. I'm going to convert each to construction. And this gives me a place that I can create a sketch mirror of these 4 lines about our vertical construction line. Now you'll notice that it's not letting me select it. And this happens from time to time because this line was selected as an object. It was pre-selected, so I'm going to hold down the control key and I want to deselect it. I want to add it as my mirror line. So if you ever run into that issue, make sure that the original mirror line wasn't already pre-selected when you started the mirror or the pattern operation. So now we have the beginnings of the cutaway for our chassis. Again, I'm going to go ahead and stop the sketch and save the file so that I can move on to the next step.